Atha Yoga Anushasanam. Namaste. Welcome to Unravel the Thread, a podcast for people who want to apply the Yoga Sutras to yoga practice and to life today. Available online at simple-yoga.org, where you can also find courses, articles, videos, and guided meditations to enrich your practice. I am Ruben Vázquez, your companion on this journey of exploration. On today's episode, we continue our journey through the second chapter of the Yoga Sutra by reflecting on the guidelines to release strain and struggle, the yamas, niyamas, and pratipaksha bhavana. These three sets of guidelines, yamas, niyamas, and pratipaksha bhavana, offer you ways to release strain, struggle, and self-judgment by creating harmony within you and around you through life-affirming intentions, thoughts, and actions. Consider that at every moment you are reaping the harvest of your previous actions. The results tend to be of similar kind to the initiating action. In many cases, particularly when you are entangled in your relentless internal dialogue and focus on the past or future, you tend to overlook what is happening in the most important moment in your life, the moment that you are in. Thus, if you are not present, you may not be cognizant of some of your subconscious actions resulting from your deeply entrenched ways of being, and you end up surprised by experiencing the effects of these subconscious actions. From a very simple and practical perspective, the yamas, niyamas, and pratipaksha bhavana are an efficient energy management system so that your energy is not generating more agitation, but instead contributing to enhance the quality of your life. Some of your ways of being can be deeply influenced by one fundamental assumption about the world. This assumption is revealed by your answers to these two questions. First, do you see the world and yourself as inherently good or bad? And second, do you see the world as a dangerous place filled with hostility and ruthless competition? Or do you see the world as a place of harmony and cooperation? This fundamental assumption may also apply to the way you see yourself. Do you see yourself as inherently good, complete, and whole, as well as capable and worthy of unconditional love? Or do you see yourself as an incomplete and fundamentally flawed person, undeserving and incapable of unconditional love? Examining your dominant viewpoint on yourself and the world can be illuminating. As you contemplate your fundamental assumptions, you may be better able to see if your actions are motivated by fear or by trust. A similar approach is to compare what happens when you act out of fear and anger with what happens both internally and externally when you act out of friendliness, compassion, inspiration, and equanimity, as advised in Sutra 133. This inquiry can be useful in trusting the yamas, niyamas, and pratipaksha bhavana for bringing more conscious awareness to your everyday actions and interactions. As usual, your experiments with these ideas validate if these sets of guidelines, yamas, niyamas, and pratipaksha bhavana, provide a viable and sustainable path leading you to step out of a cycle of fear and suffering. These guidelines are instrumental in resolving the emotional challenges limiting your perspective. As a result, you can allocate the energy you were investing in reactivity and suffering towards flowing gracefully with the ever-changing movement of life inside you and all around you. Just like you are not separate segments of body, mind, emotions, and breathing, but a complete whole, working together with all systems integrated and interrelated, the yamas, the niyamas, and pratipaksha bhavana are complementary practices. Initiating any of the aspects of these practices will likely invite some of the other aspects into your life. Of course, do not take my word for it. Try it out and see what happens for you. Like with anything else, try to use each one of these techniques according to your level of ability and commitment to notice what happens. One more thought. Rather than trying to accelerate this process, be curious to observe its own harmonious rhythm as you apply these guidelines with patient and gentle persistence, abhyasa and vairagya, while attending to any changes that you notice to see if their effects agree with you. The next sutras list the effects of mastering each one of the yamas and niyamas. Remember that the effects of the practice move in a range encompassing a wide variation from simple and easy to extraordinary. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you can join me for the next episode when we will continue by exploring the effects of practicing the yamas, starting with Sutra 235. Please remember that you can find more information, yoga courses, and many free resources including articles, videos, and guided meditations at simple-yoga.org. I would appreciate it if you could share this podcast with others. Thank you. Until next time, Namaste.